Imagine this. You're walking through the bustling streets of Madrid on a crisp Sunday morning. Instead of the usual cheers for Real Madrid or Atletico, you hear something unexpected. The deafening roar of 80,000 fans decked out in NFL jerseys chanting for their favorite teams. Across the ocean, in Sao Paulo, a similar scene unfolds as the city comes alive for what's being called the biggest American football game ever held in South America. Sounds unbelievable, right? It's not just a dream. This could be our reality sooner than you think. For decades, the NFL has been the undisputed king of sports in the United States, raking in more money than the NBA, NHL, and even the Premier League combined. But there's one thing the league has never conquered: the world. And make no mistake, they're trying. This isn't the first time the NFL has made a play for global domination. If you remember NFL Europe, you'll know it didn't exactly go as planned. It was a $400 million disaster that burned out faster than anyone could have predicted. So, how is the NFL planning to succeed on a stage where it stumbled before? The answer lies in a bold new strategy, one that isn't about half measures or second string leagues. The NFL is bringing its A game to the global market, and they're not holding back. Let's start with their Global Markets program, a blueprint that's as ambitious as it is strategic. NFL teams are being given the rights to expand their influence into key international territories. Think of it as a franchise system on steroids. Teams like the Kansas City Chiefs are working to build a fan base in Germany, while the Miami Dolphins are making waves in Brazil. This isn't just about selling jerseys, it's about creating lifelong fans. And the NFL isn't stopping there. The 2025 International Series promises to be their biggest yet, with games already locked in for London, Berlin, and Madrid. For the first time, Spain will host a regular season game, a move that signals the league's commitment to planting roots in untapped markets. In Berlin, the NFL is doubling down on a fan base that's already buzzing with energy. After the roaring success of the 2022 Munich game, where 3 million fans scrambled for tickets, the league knows Germany is ready for more. And London, the crown jewel of the NFL's international efforts, remains a cornerstone, with games filling iconic venues like Wembley and Tottenham Hotspur Stadium year after year. Why is the NFL pushing so hard for international growth? The answer lies in the numbers. American football is the second most watched sport in Germany. And in Brazil, the fan base is growing faster than ever. In countries like Spain, a younger audience is showing curiosity about the sport. The league's ultimate goal isn't just to sell tickets or broadcast deals, it's to create a global community, a world where fans in London, Sao Paulo, and Tokyo are just as passionate about the NFL as those in Dallas or Green Bay. But here's the challenge. Can the NFL sustain this momentum and truly break into the cultural fabric of these countries? Or will it face the same hurdles that doomed NFL Europe? The stakes are higher than ever, and the next few years will be a make or break moment for the league's international ambitions. To understand where the NFL is headed, we need to rewind to where they stumbled before. It's 1991, and the NFL has just launched what they boldly call the World League of American Football, to plant the seeds of American football in Europe and beyond. It was ambitious, daring, and ultimately doomed. The league kicked off with teams in places like London, Frankfurt, and Barcelona, along with a few in North America. And for a brief moment, it looked like it might actually work. Fans turned out in surprising numbers. 25,000 people packed stadiums to see the games during the inaugural season. Broadcasters paid $25 million for TV rights, betting big on the NFL's vision. The NFL's preferred name for the league, International Football League, was already taken. And who owned it? None other than Donald Trump, who refused to sell the rights. So the league went with the far less catchy World League of American Football. Then came the marketing. Instead of focusing on the sport itself, they rolled out bizarre stunts like having an elephant, a creature with no connection to football, America, or Europe, present the championship trophy. Unsurprisingly, this didn't resonate with fans. After just 2 seasons, the league was hemorrhaging money, and TV ratings were dismal. The NFL hit the pause button, shutting it down entirely. But they weren't ready to give up. 2 years later, the league was reborn as NFL Europe, this time with a narrower focus. The goal was to dominate the European market, with teams concentrated in Germany, the UK, and a handful of other countries. But the same problems persisted: poor quality games, cultural disconnect, and a burning pile of cash. $30 million in losses each year. By 2007, the NFL had enough. NFL Europe folded, leaving behind a $400 million hole and a bruised reputation. The failure was massive, but the NFL didn't walk away empty-handed. The league learned some hard lessons about global expansion, and those lessons are shaping its strategy today. The question is, will history repeat itself, or has the NFL finally cracked the code? The first red flag was the league's core identity, or rather, its lack of one. NFL Europe wasn't about star power or high stakes matchups, it was a developmental league. For the NFL, it was a way to give players and coaches experience, but for European fans, it felt like they were being handed the leftovers while the real action stayed stateside. Then there were the financials. Every year, the league bled money, $30 million annually to be exact. The NFL poured in cash to keep it afloat, but the returns just weren't there. Ticket sales were disappointing, and TV ratings were abysmal. Fans weren't tuning in, advertisers weren't buying in, and the league's bottom line became a bottomless pit. By the time the league folded in 2007, it had become clear that NFL Europe's two main goals, developing talent and growing the fan base, were working against each other. Fans wanted stars, but the league gave them rookies. Fans wanted high stakes, but the league gave them practice games. The result? A spectacular failure that left many wondering if American football could ever truly thrive overseas. But here's the thing about failure. It's a great teacher. And while NFL Europe may have crumbled, the lessons it left behind are helping shape the league's new international ambitions. So, the real question is, can the NFL avoid making the same mistakes twice? Stay tuned. If there's one thing the NFL knows how to do, it's adapt. And after the $400 million flop of NFL Europe, they had no choice but to rethink their entire playbook for global expansion. This time, they're not just aiming for a touchdown, they're going for the championship. Let's start with their most audacious ambition, establishing a permanent international franchise. London, with its proven track record of hosting NFL games, seems like the obvious choice. The city's iconic stadiums, like Wembley and Tottenham Hotspur, regularly sell out for games. But moving a team across the Atlantic, that's an entirely different beast. The logistical challenges alone are staggering. Teams would have to endure grueling travel schedules, manage time zone differences, and find ways to maintain competitive balance. And then there's the question of fan loyalty. Would Londoners rally behind a homegrown team, or would their allegiance stay with the NFL's established powerhouses like the Patriots or the Cowboys? And London isn't the only market in the NFL's sights. There's growing chatter about expanding into Spain, where Madrid is set to host its first ever regular season game. Meanwhile, in Brazil, the sport is gaining momentum, with passionate fans and a massive untapped market. But the big question remains, can the NFL truly compete with association football, the undisputed king of sports in these regions? Let's not sugarcoat it. Soccer's dominance is a monumental hurdle. In most countries, soccer isn't just a sport, it's a religion. Generations of fans are raised on the thrill of the World Cup and the drama of club rivalries like Barcelona versus Real Madrid. The NFL, no matter how flashy its product, is still the outsider trying to break into a deeply entrenched culture. But the NFL isn't just relying on games and global markets. They're betting big on flag football as a gateway to grow the sport. With its low contact, easy to learn format, flag football is quickly gaining traction worldwide. And if the NFL succeeds in making it an Olympic sport by 2028, it could be the breakthrough moment they've been waiting for, a chance to introduce millions of new fans to the essence of American football. Still, questions linger. Can the NFL maintain its momentum without falling into the same traps that doomed NFL Europe? Can they capture the hearts of fans in countries where soccer reigns supreme? The stakes have never been higher. The NFL has the money, the strategy, and the vision. But in this game, success isn't just about winning. It's about creating something lasting, something fans will love for generations to come. The next chapter of this story is still being written, and whether the NFL's global gamble pays off will depend on one thing: the fans. Will they embrace this bold new era of football, or will the NFL's dreams be stopped short, 1 yard shy of the goal line? The NFL's journey to global dominance is nothing short of a nail-biter. From the spectacular failure of NFL Europe to the roaring success of games in Munich and London, one thing is clear: this isn't just about football. It's about cultural crossover, breaking barriers, and redefining what it means to be a global sport. But let's not forget, the stakes are sky high. Can the NFL truly compete with soccer, the reigning king, in nearly every corner of the world? Will fans in Madrid, Sao Paulo, or Berlin embrace American football as their own? The league has the playbook, the money, and the momentum. Programs like flag football and the international series are opening doors, while the possibility of an Olympic debut could seal the deal. But success won't come easy. This isn't just about filling stadiums, it's about creating a legacy that fans will pass down for generations. So, what do you think? Is the NFL's global gamble destined to pay off, or is it another bold dream that will fall short of the end zone? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping the world of sports. The clock's ticking, and the game is far from over.